Okay, am I audible, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so I think um, we last stopped um, discussing about the vowels and consonants, right? So I told you about um, the consonants part. We are not going to, we did discuss, but we are not going to extend that discussion and questions any further because they're quite straightforward. So you can keep continuing your practice on um, vowel sounds based on what we have discussed and what you've heard and have seen in the graded, non-graded practice assignments, right? We're going to take this further with adjectives, adverbs, and prepositions. So I think followed by your sound systems, what is taken up in the module one through, I think, the next 2 or 3 modules up to maybe fourth module or fifth module are the parts of speech, right? Parts of speech is like the more commonly used term for functional categories of a language, or we something which we also refer to as constituents, right? So if you want to use a language, if you want to construct a sentence, you require some basic constituents, right? And those constituents are referred to by different names, right? And in English, we have names such as nouns, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, so on and so forth. So traditional grammar books refer to them as parts of speech, but they're not just parts of speech. It's not about just speech. They're also largely identified as constituents of language, right? Something that acts as the building blocks of um, the structure of a language. So within that, we are going to focus on three such constituents here, namely the adjectives, adverbs, and prepositions. So I will take up the adjectives and adverbs mainly for today's class. I'll also discuss a bit about prepositions, but we may not be able to finish all of the questions in that regard, right? So, which means like your earlier classes, some of the part of this class will spill over to the next class, which is okay, because anyway, all of them form constituents of language, so it doesn't matter, even if it spills a bit over to the next one. Uh, let's start talking about the adjectives and adverbs, right? So I'm not going to spend a lot of time telling you what these things are because most of us are aware of what it is. The only part is when we get confused with certain ambiguous adjectives and adverbs. So there are certain certain adjectives and adverbs which are peculiar. Peculiar in the sense sometimes they are used both as adjectives and adverbs. Sometimes they have a restrictive usage. So peculiarities like these, right? So we are concentrating more on discussion of that rather than looking at what is the definition of adjective and adverb, which we all know anyway, right? But for some of us who probably are wondering and who are not extremely clear about what exactly adjectives and adverbs are, uh, I've put two different descriptions of what these words stand for, right? So these are not definitions, but these are more about the functional description of what an adjective and adverb is, right? So what do they do? What do they do in the language? What do these constituents do when they become constituent units of building up a language? So what are adjectives? This is again functionally they modify a noun or a pronoun, right? So functionally their task is to add certain information or qualify. The word qualify basically means to add something to the noun, right? And keep this in mind when you talk about grammatical components. Whenever we talk about noun, right? Whenever we're talking about a concept that is about noun, something that has got to do with noun, pronoun automatically becomes a part of it, right? So even when someone, a teacher or the speaker doesn't directly mention the word pronoun, they also mean pronoun, right? Pronoun is also a part of this discussion because functionally, again, noun and pronoun are not very different from each other. The only difference is that nouns may have specific names, but pronouns are something that we'll use instead to refer to a larger class or a general class. But functionally, they are same. They are both nominal elements. They're used to refer or name a certain constituent, okay, certain entity. So whenever we talk about a grammatical phenomena that is associated with noun, we're also talking about pronoun. Just keep that in mind. And same is the case with adjectives. So if adjectives modify noun, they also modify pronouns, right? So this, even if we do not say this separately and distinctively, this is what the implication is. This is what it implies. What do they tell you? How do they qualify? What kind of descriptions can the adjectives provide to nouns and pronouns? They can tell you what kind of nouns or pronouns we're talking about, how many of them is an information that adjectives can define, or which kind or which type of nouns or pronouns are we referring to. These are all the kind of additional information or description that adjectives can encode, right? Additionally, they can also talk about the extent, the degree, the comparativity, right? The specificity, everything. All of these are what an adjectives can talk additionally or add additionally about your nouns and pronouns, right? So they're modifiers. You have a noun and or a pronoun, and then there are certain additions, the certain modifications that words that belong to the category of or class of adjectives can do to nouns and pronouns. Now, similar is the case with adverb. Look at the description that you have for adverb. It's a part of speech that modifies another adverb, a verb, or an adjective, right? So this is still a modifier. It is doing exactly the same job as an adjective, right? Very same, same function as that of an adjective, except that it has more additions to it. So while adjective only modifies nouns, adverbs modify another adverb, a verb, or even an adjective, right? So the categories that you can modify is much more than your noun. So nouns, adjectives only qualify nouns, whereas an adverb can qualify an adverb, a verb, and an adjective, right? This is the difference. And what do they tell you in terms of its modification? It can tell you how, that is, it can tell you the manner in which a certain action has taken place. It can talk to you about the time, the place, the extent, the degree, the reason, the frequency, so on and so forth about the action that has happened. Okay. So, summarily, both of them are modifiers, right? They're both modifiers to various constituents in the language, right? That's all that you need to understand about adjectives and adverbs, nothing more, right? The lecture might tell you several other things. They're all, specific conditions and situations. But if you need to understand what adjectives and adverbs are functionally, then this is all that you need to know, nothing more, right? So I don't think you people have any questions on that. I know that these are very basic, uh, you know, topics. So what we'll do is we'll dive straight away into the question part. So the first question, the first exercise that you have here, this is basically to test whether you can distinguish correctly between adjectives and adverbs, right? Usually the distinction point is people would say that adverbs carry an ly to them, right? Now, while that is a true statement, several adverbs do carry an ly suffix along with it. It is not the case with all of the adverbs, right? This is not the only identification aspect or marker for an adverb. Not all adverbs are going to carry ly with them. Only the adverbs of manner mostly carry an ly suffix to them, right? Um, the grammatical inflection of ly. But there are several other categories of adverbs, like adverbs of place or time or degree. They do not always carry ly, right? The ly is usually associated with manners. So for the same reason, in case you are presented with a set of adverbs which do not carry them, you should be able to contextually look at them, see if it is modifying a verb or adverb, another adverb or an adjective, and then come to the conclusion of whether it's used as an adjective or an adverb. Okay, so that's one point. Second point is that there are several confusions between adjectives and adverbs also. Since both of them are modifiers, there are certain set of adjectives and adverbs or words which can be used both as adjectives and adverbs, right? A classic example is of the word early, right? EARLY. So early is both an adjective and an adverb. So if you cannot distinguish between what it is functionally in a given sentence, then it's going to be tough for you in case you have a question on that. So the questions that I have for you for the first exercise and particularly the second exercise is an attempt to introduce you to a set of such words which can be utilized both as an adjective and an adverb. Okay, so that is what we are going to mostly focus on, because besides that, I don't think people need a lot of attention or instruction on adjectives and adverbs, given they're the most basic grammatical units. Okay, so let's begin with the first question. You could choose one among the two given in the brackets, right? So check for whether you will choose an adjective or adverb based on the context of the sentence, based on what the word is trying to qualify. So first sentence, Meenal correctly explained the terms. The answer sounded correctly correct. So in the first sentence, what do you choose between correct and correctly?
Ma'am, correctly.
Meenal correctly explained the terms. And why do you do that, if I may ask? Why not correct? Why do you
Ma'am,
not
because
choose correct?
ma'am, be, ma'am,
Yeah.
because it is referring to the verb explained, how
Okay.
she
Huh.
explained.
Right. So it directly answers the question how for us, right? It tells you how a certain action was performed, how was it explained. So the modification is then for the verb, right? And verb, adjective, adverb always has to be modified using an adverb. Only an adverb can qualify it. Correct. Okay, I'm only giving this explanation because it's the first, question. From the next question onwards, I'm just going to consider that you understand, unless, of course, you stop me and ask me. Okay, right. The answer sounded correctly correct. What is this?
Correct, correct.
Correct. Now, at this point, I would like you to be introduced to two types of adjectives. I do not know how much you're familiar with them. Just let me know if you know them. So they are called predicative adjectives and attributive adjectives. Have you come across them anywhere? Maybe in the lecture or somewhere else? Predicative and attributive. No?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So this is nothing. They're again adjectives, but they're slightly different in their structure, right? So look at this sentence. The answer sounded correct, right? This is a case of what you refer to as predicative use of adjective. Now, what is predicative adjective and attributive adjective? The same thing. If I have to reframe this particular sentence, right? The answer sounded correct. I'll have to use the phrase correct answer, right? So correct answer is an example of attributive adjective. So attributive is nothing when, is basically a situation when the adjective that defines the noun is adjacent, is placed adjacent to the noun, right? So correct is your adjective and answer is your noun. So they're adjacently placed. But if you look at the sentence given here, the answer sounded correct. You're basically saying it's correct answer. But then the noun that must be modified by this adjective is actually located away from the given adjective, right? They're not adjacent to each other. This is called a predicative usage, or rather to say that your adjective is in the predicate of the sentence, right? It's not placed next to the noun, but it is in the predicate of the sentence. You understand subject and predicate, right? So your adjective is in the predicate part of your sentence, which is why it's called predicative, right? It doesn't change the meaning. It's the same thing, but it's just a structurally different usage, right? Adjacent use of adjective and noun would be called an attributive use of adjective. If it is used in the predicate part of the sentence, particularly in a sentence, then you call it a predicative adjective. Okay, that's all. Just a piece of information. That's all. Okay. Second question, Maya quick adjusted the fees.
Ma'am, quickly.
Quickly, right? Quickly. Maya quickly adjusted the fees. She adapts quickly to to any situation.
Quick.
Quickly,
She adapts quickly. How does she adapt quickly, right? This is again
quickly.
modification of your verb. Okay. Third one, I measured the floor exactly. I measured the floor exactly.
Exactly.
I measured the floor exactly, right? They were of perfectly, perfect, exact, exactly measurements.
Perfect. Exact.
Hmm.
Ma'am, perfectly exact.
Perfectly.
Yeah, the first blank will be perfectly, right? Perfectly, and the second has to be exact. Perfectly is the adverb that qualifies the adjective exact, which qualifies the noun measurements. Okay, so perfectly exact measurements. Okay. Fourth one, the stillness of the valley was awfully or awful.
Awful.
Awful, right?
Awful.
Again, this is a predicative use. So instead of awful stillness, the stillness of the valley was awful. So this is again, awful is what? Is it adjective, adverb? What is it?
Adjective.
An adjective.
Adjective, right? This is an correct. Then the second part of the sentence, the valley was awfully awful still. The valley was awfully awful still.
Awfully.
Ma'am,
Awfully.
awfully.
Yeah, awfully correct. Then it was dangerously dangerous mountain to climb, and the man was dangerously drunk.
Dangerous mountain, dangerously drunk.
Dangerously, oh, sorry, there's a dangerous mountain to climb, and the man was dangerously drunk. Okay, so the first case being an adjective to the word mountain, and the second case dangerously drunk is an adverb. Sixth one, she danced magnificently.
Ma'am,
What do you choose
magnificently.
here?
Magnificent.
Magnificently, right? Danced,
Magnificently.
yeah, danced magnificently. Everyone said that it was a magnificently performance.
Magnificent.
Yeah, everyone said it's a magnificent performance. Performance being your noun, and magnificent being the adjective that qualifies it. Okay, her voice sounds beautifully or beautiful.
Beauty.
Beautiful. Okay, sounds
Yes,
beautiful.
ma'am.
Again, predicative use of adjective, right? Her voice sounds beautiful. Instead of saying beautiful voice, you say sounds beautiful. Voice sounds beautiful, predicative use. She sang the song exactly as it was written.
Exact.
Exactly.
Exactly as it was written. We heard it perfectly, perfect.
Perfectly.
Perfectly. We heard it perfectly. Now, they was a very sensibly sensible person. He acted very sensibly.
Sensible person, sensibly.
Yes, sensible person, person, noun, sensible adjective. He acted very sensibly. Again, adverb of manner. Now, Mayank wrote too. Yeah, this is we are getting into a little murkier stage. Mayank wrote too slowly on the exam. He always writes slowly.
Too slow.
Slow, ma'am.
Too slowly
Okay.
and slow.
Okay.
Slow, ma'am.
So Mayank wrote too slow on the exam. Mayank wrote too slowly on the exam. Which
Slowly.
one do you write? Slowly. Okay. Anybody with any other answer?
Slow.
Mayank wrote too
Ma'am,
slow in the exam.
Okay.
ma'am,
He always writes
slow
slowly.
looks, ma'am, perfect. I don't know why, but slow looks correct.
Okay. So how about slowly? Does slowly sound wrong? And if it does, then why do you think it is wrong? What is this word? Let's look at
Ma'am, I
slowly.
think
Anyway,
that's
we
an
don't have any
adverb
Ma'am,
question.
ma'am, ma'am,
defining
ma'am, I
the
think
adjective
because of
slow.
two, because of two, I think it can be different. Two use of two.
No. Two is an adverb again. Two is an adverb of degree, right? So, well, it can be followed by another adverb, right? So the question here is not about slowly. Slowly is a legit adverb. You can ask someone to do something slowly. This is a legit adverb, right? Our question is whether you should use slowly or slow. and which means the question is more on the word slow, right? We're trying to analyze what is with the word slow. Slow, is it an adjective? Can we use the word slow as an adjective?
Yes.
We can, right?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
can say
Yes.
slow paced. When I say slow paced, then I am basically using slow as an adjective. Now the question is, can slow be used as an adverb?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you give me um, an example where
Ma'am,
it can be
like,
used as an
ma'am,
adverb?
ma'am,
Yeah,
he ran too slow. I was,
he ran.
ma'am,
He ran too slow. So then, what stops you from saying he ran too slowly?
ma'am, I don't know, but I mean,
Ah,
according to me, it looks, ma'am, correct
ah,
to me.
okay. So there
Like
are two
I
things.
can't, I can't explain, but it looks
Okay,
correctly to me,
I know, I
correct to me.
understand, which is why I asked you the question, because these are the words which are sometimes, they run into trouble because of the way we use it. So what we at this moment are clear about is the two things. One is slowly is an adverb, and it can be used legit as an adverb in this case. So I can say Mayank wrote too slowly on the exam, and this is a grammatically right sentence. We are trying to probe if saying Mayank wrote too slow on the exam would be grammatically right or not. We also know slow is again legit an adjective, right? We can use it as an adjective. Question is, can I use it as an adverb? Question is also, can I use it as an adverb in this particular context, right? So two questions we need to answer. So the first question, the answer to the first question, can slow be an adverb? Yes. Slow can be used as an adverb. This is one such case where a word can be used both as an adjective and an adverb. Remember, I told you in the beginning that there are few words, there are set of words, not few words, a set of words in English which may take up the role of both adjective and function of both adjective and adverb. And slow happens to be one such case. However, in formal writing, right, when you formally want to talk about the slowness of something, the word that fits appropriately grammatically is slowly. You don't say slow. You don't say Mayank wrote too slow on the exam. You have to write Mayank wrote slowly or too slowly, whatever. Even if you add, this adverb of degree like to, or even without that to, it is still Mayank wrote too slowly on the exam or Mayank wrote slowly on the exam, right? That is the actual grammatical sentence. Now, what are the places where you can use slow as an adverb without making it wrong, right? Examples include when you use them in imperative sentences, right? Like, for example, I said drive slow, turn slow on that curve, right? So these are examples where slow is used as an adverb, but in more of a grammatical context. In usual declarative formal sentences, slow is not used as an adverb. Okay, it has to be always slow.
Like we continuous sentences.
Continuous, or the word I prefer using is formal. In formal English, some people use the word standard. I do not subscribe by that, but formal English always uses slowly as the apt adverb to talk about the nature. If you're referring it to use, you're referring it as a nature of the verb. If you're trying to talk about the nature of the verb using that particular adverb, then slowly. That is the grammatical construction. Slow is used as an adverb only in imperative sentences. Right? Like drive slow, okay, or go slow on that curve. That's the only place where you can use it as an adverb without running into grammatical issues, right? The reason also being that, most of these imperative sentences are also informal in nature, right? They're not the kind of sentences you see in formal speech or writing. So informally, while you see a lot of people say, he's too slow, or, Mayank wrote too slow and all of that, grammatically in formal English, this is not acceptable. You have to write slowly. Okay, that's the point.
So, ma'am, in imperative sentence, we can also use slowly. I mean, we can use slowly everywhere.
What happened? 1 second, guys. Okay. Yeah, 1 second. Sorry, I did not hear your answers. Who was talking? Somebody was saying something about the question, right?
Yes, ma'am. I was saying that in the imperative sentence we can use
Hmm.
slowly too. Like you said, we use slow, but we can use slowly too.
Of course, of
That
course. See, if slowly is the standard word that you use to use that adverb, then of course it stands everywhere, right? That is not a problem. But the question of whether you use slow as an adverb, that is only applicable to the imperative sentence. So in the imperative sentence, you want to make it more formal and say slowly, that works. Any word that is formal doesn't run into a problem. If it is formal, then it can be used anywhere. But if it's informal, then its context get restricted. Okay.
okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So if that is the case, then what happens to the rest of the sentence, right? The second part of the sentence. He always writes slow or slowly?
Slow.
Slowly.
Slowly.
Slow.
Slowly. You have a tendency to say he always writes slow, but the grammatical way of putting it in formal styling is he always writes slowly. Okay. Now, next comes talk softly, soft or don't talk at all.
Ma'am,
Softly.
softly.
Softly. Same thing, the same thing applies even here. Talk softly, right? When you're using it as an adverb that qualifies the verb, then it has to be used as softly, right? Soft again has informal use as an adverb in the kind of sentences that we discussed, right? Imperative sentence. But formal English will definitely take the word softly over soft. Okay. Now the second part, the music played softly,
Softly.
Softly.
softly. Again, softly, right? Music played softly. Then Akash knows the lesson very well.
Ma'am, very well.
Very well.
Very well. Okay, so well is again is well an adverb or an adjective? Can well be used
Ma'am,
as in this context? Is it an adverb or an adjective?
ma'am, adverb.
The mechanics tools. Sorry, where Akash knows the lesson very well. Yeah, knows the
Well.
lesson very well as an adverb, right? Are there contexts in which we can use well as adjectives also, as an adjective also?
Ma'am, like explaining someone like who is overall well, like Akash overall well, like
Akash
health
is overall. Huh. Okay.
health related.
Okay. So in this case, you're saying this uses an adverb. So give me an example for adjective again. Akash is doing well now. Is that what your answer is?
Ma'am, I was saying like
Ah,
I want to explain overall like how is
ah,
Akash. So
okay.
then we can say
Yeah. So what is your sentence? Give me the sentence.
like in informally Akash is well, like you can say.
Akash is well. Yeah, fine. That's the right answer. If you say Akash is well, then well is used as an adjective in that sentence, right? Or even simple sentences like I don't feel well today. So here well stands as an adjective, not as an adverb, right? But in the case in the sentence that you have, Akash knows the lesson very well. It's again uh, qualifying the verb know. So this is an adverb, right? So well is a word which can be used both as an adjective and an adverb. Here it is used as an adverb. And I think we already gave you the example for sentences where it is used as an adjective. For example, Akash is well or I am well today. Okay. Good is always an adjective. Good is not used ever as an adverb. Okay. That's always used as an adjective. Okay. Second part of the sentence, she always treats us good well. What do you choose here?
Well.
Well, she always treats us
Well.
well, right? Good again doesn't come to question. Good doesn't have an adverbial use. So she always treats us well. Again, this is an adverb. How does she treat? Treats us well. Okay. Now, 12th one, you must send payments
Excuse me.
regularly. Yes,
Um,
Tansi.
I wanted to ask about this sentence you mentioned. I don't feel well. And you said it's an adverbial,
No,
an
I
adjective.
didn't say I don't. Okay.
As in the sentence, I don't feel well.
Ah.
I think you said that well will be an adjective use. How is that? Could you please
Yeah.
elaborate?
Because see, here well is referring to my state of existence, right? I'm not talking about the nature. I'm referring to that particular state. So I'm saying I'm not well. I don't feel well today, right? So well is something that is used as a state of my existence, and anything that is a state of an existence usually is an adjective. Okay.
So in this case, we have to look beyond
Hmm.
the word feel and see exactly the
Ah.
context of the sentence.
Exactly. Okay, so look at it this way. So let's say I don't feel well. I'll just say I feel well. Okay. Compare it to a sentence like his voice sounds beautiful. Right? Let me write it down for you. I feel well today. Today I'm just adding it anyway, doesn't do much to our sentence. Let it just sit there. His voice sounds sorry. Beautiful. Yeah. Compare these two sentences. What is the word being associated? So identify if I'm talking about well here, what is this well associated with? Which word in the sentence is well associated with? For that, you need to first look at the second sentence. His voice sounds beautiful. The word beautiful is your adjective, right? And what is that word associated with?
Voice.
Voice, right? It's not about sound. Sounds is your verb, but beautiful is qualifying the word voice here. They're removed from each other. Of course, removed in the sense they're distanced a bit, not attributive, but still beautiful refers to, it's a complement to the subject, his voice, more specifically the voice. Okay. Same is the case with the sentence, I feel well today. So ignore today. Today doesn't matter. You can even have the sentence without it also doesn't matter. It won't make any much difference. If you look at the word well there as an adjective, what is well? Is well connected to feel or is well connected to I? What is it qualifying? The subject I. Right? It's a subject complement that complements the subject I. Which is why this is a grammatical explanation, of course, but even otherwise, if you want to look at it more functionally, well is something that refers to that person's state of mind, okay, or state of existence. It's not about how something has happened. It's not about the nature of the verb in question. Okay. Right, Tanzi?
Ma'am,
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Sure.
ma'am,
Yeah, Abhay.
ma'am, I have a doubt. Like you said, we can't use good as adjective. So, like if I say he's a good
No,
person,
adverb,
so
adverb. Good you cannot
okay,
use as an adverb. Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. Good is only used as an adjective. It doesn't have a grammatical and a popular adverbial use. There could be some informal, speeches or some kind of segment somewhere where people have used, but it's not something that is acceptable in formal English. Okay, so it's only used as an adverb. Sorry, adjective. Okay. I hope that's clear. We'll move on to the next one, which is 12th one. You must send payments regularly.
Regularly.
Regular.
You must send payments regularly. We deal on a strictly or strict cash basis.
Strictly.
We
Strict.
deal, how do you deal? Okay. We deal on a strictly cash basis, right? How do you deal? You're talking about the way you conduct something, strictly cash basis, not strict cash basis. Okay. Then 13th one, the mechanics tools were good.
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 Good, right? Mechanics tools were good. The foreman said that his work was Good, well done.
Well.
Well done.
The work is well done, right? So you're referring to good, you
Mhm.
cannot use because an adjective. You need to use an adverb, and well is the word that fits there. It tells you about how the work was done. It was well done, right? And in the previous case, well, you do not use because you need to take good because you need an adjective which directly talks about the mechanics tools. Good, right? Okay. Let me scroll the page a bit. Next one, she worked carefully with the sick old man.
Carefully.
Carefully.
Worked carefully with the sick old man. She was a very carefully worker.
Careful.
Careful work, right? Careful work. He did not lift 15 funny did not lift the weight as easily as he thought he would. What would be the answer?
Easy.
Easily.
Easily. As did not lift the weight as easily as he thought he would, right? Refers to the action. And then the last one there, I find this documentary very interestingly. It was interestingly short.
Interesting.
Mm.
Find this documentary very,
Interesting.
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 And then it was interestingly short, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is the premise of what you're required to understand to learn and distinguish between functionally different adverbs and adjectives. Is there someone with a question? I hear. Yeah, Shabrish.
I have a question regarding the activity, the 3.3 activity. I was not able to upload it. It said that I have no access.
I do not know what you're referring to, Shabrish. Activity 3.3 is not something I do not know. I don't have the file with me. But if you do not have access, just don't be concerned because anyway, they're not graded. Okay. They probably don't want you to upload anything. They probably just want you to do something about, just maybe practice. That's all.
Okay. Thank you.
Assignment questions do not matter. I mean, do not matter in the sense they're not graded. You can just use them for practice. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so next exercise. Again, we are going to meet with a few more adjectives and adverbs, which may have multiple uses. As in, they probably are the words which can be used both as adverbs, adjectives. So, based on your understanding of the context, right, of the sentence, you need to now figure in which one would you use. Okay. The first one, the soup smells dash. I'm absolutely sure it's very good. So is it nice or nicely? Smells nice or
Nice.
nice?
Nice.
Smells nice, right? So smells
Nice.
nice. Am I using adjective or adverb? Here, is it an adjective or an adverb?
Adjective.
Adjective, right? It's an adjective.
Adjective.
Smells nice. Soup smells nice. Predicative use of the adjective nice. So nice again, some of these words they may have some adverbial uses here and there, but primarily this is an adjective that describes nouns, right? Sometimes in very how do I put it, in very informal context, you might see people using nice as an adverb, but those things don't matter to us, right? For your purpose, you need to follow more of formal construction of sentences. So nice is always used as an adjective, right? In this case, nicely is the adverbial counterpart to that. Okay, second one, have you ever been dash injured? Badly.
Badly.
Badly injured. Injured is adjective, right? The ing adjective, and badly is your adverb. Badly injured. The water in the river feels dash in the morning. Coldly.
Cold.
Cold. Feels cold. Smells nice. Feels cold. Again, adjectival usage. Feels cold in the morning. I need this money badly. Fourth one. I need this money badly.
Badly. Badly.
Badly. I need this money badly. Correct. Correct. You should apologize when you are dash late, lately.
Late.
Late.
Late. So when you should apologize when you are late. Again, you are late, right? So if I'm just going to use that sentence, you are late, right? Late also is a word which can be used as an adverb. So here, are we using it as an adverb or an adjective? You are late.
Adjective.
Adjective.
Huh. You are late, because the late is a compliment. That's a word that is associated with your subject you, right? So it's an adjective. Any context in which late is used as adverb? Late used as adverb?
Ma'am, he came very late.
He came late. He was late for the meeting. No, sorry. Again, he was late. I
Ma'am,
don't think that is an adverb. He came late. He came late. Yes, you can. Oh yeah, he came late. Um, I woke up late. These are all examples where late is used as an adverb, right? Okay. But he was late, of course. It is very similar to you are late. Here it is an adverb, sorry, adjective. But he came late, I woke up late. These are all examples where late is used as an adverb. Okay. Lately is also an adverb, but lately has a little different usage, right? Lately, the meaning is different. That's all. Lately basically means recently, right? Okay. Sixth one, they came dash after breakfast, directly. They came directly
Directly.
after breakfast. Directly, right? They came directly. Came automatically indicates that you need to choose an adverb and not an adjective. Direct is an adjective, so you definitely have to choose directly in this case. Can direct be used as an adverb?
I think it can be used, but I think directly looks more formal.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. The question is, can we use direct as an adverb? Is the question. Not really. Okay, that is not every form of the verbs can be used both as adjective and adverb. Directly.
Ma'am, we can use.
Example.
Let me think.
Okay, you can think about it. But there is no sorry. Come again.
There is no direct train to the destination.
There is no direct train to the destination, but that is an adjective. Direct train.
We need an adjective.
Yeah. No. Direct. Yeah. So of course, adjective you can use them, but the question was on adverb. Direct usually doesn't have that. Adjectival use. The adverb for direct will be directly. There is no two-way use for the word direct. Okay, seventh one. My boss is a dash respected man, highly high.
Highly.
Highly respected man. Yes. The plane was dash up in the sky, highly high.
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 Was high up. Highly. Why highly? Was high up in the sky. So this is a direct use of an adjective, right? High up in the sky. Where was it? High up in the sky. So answers the descriptive question of where. Okay, that is adjective. High up in the sky. Now it was a dash train. Slowly. Easy. Slow train. So slow train.
Slow.
Yeah. How dash of you to help me? How dash of you to help me?
Nice.
Nice.
How nice of you to help me. So, is nice an adverb here?
Ma'am, adjective.
Okay, why is it an adjective? How nice of you to help me.
You. It is directly referring to you. Like
Correct.
the
That's
person
right.
is nice.
That's right. That's right. The description is directly about the person you, right? It's about you. It's not about the verb help, right? How nice of you. Nice is associated with the person you, not with the verb help. Okay, so this is an adjective. 11th one, I have dash finished. Nearly near.
Nearly.
Nearly finished.
I have nearly finished. Okay. So how have I finished? I've nearly finished. Okay. The tall woman smiled at me prettily.
Prettily.
Prettily. How did she smile? Prettily. Right?
Greatly.
Yeah. The bus was going dash stopping. Okay, so before that, pretty. Pretty is again, an adjective, very commonly used adjective. But is pretty an adverb also?
No, ma'am.
Sure.
Ma'am, it can be used, but
Ma'am, we can use
ma'am, as a compliment, it can be used, but I don't think in formal.
No.
As a compliment, it can be used.
Compliment is fine. Of course, that is the usual
But ma'am,
use
I
of the
think it can be
adjective. You
used
can either use.
as
Ma'am, it can be used.
the coffee
It
is
can
pretty
be.
good. Then
It can
Coffee,
be used as a adverb.
pretty good. Yes, that's what I was asking. Right. So you can say something like, the frock is pretty. This is an adjective I will use. But you can also say, like you said, the movie was pretty good, or the the child runs pretty fast. Right. So in this case, pretty is what? Pretty is an adverb. It's an adverb of degree. So pretty can also be used as an adverb, both adverb and adjective. Okay. Right. 13. The bus was going dash, stopping at each bus stop, slowly.
Slowly.
The bus was going slowly. You will have a tendency to say slow, but the answer is slowly. The bus was going slowly. A lot of people would write the bus was going slow, right? The bus was going slowly. You can say the bus was slow, but not the bus was going slow. Bus was going slowly. Okay. Right. 14th one. The motorways in your country are not badly.
bad.
Bad.
Bad. Are not bad. He didn't realize how dash things looked for us badly.
Badly.
Bad.
Badly. Now, this is about how things were looking for them, right? Nature of the verb. So, how badly things looked for us. 16th, I dash know her hardly.
Hardly.
I
Hardly.
hardly know her.
Hardly.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't seen him dash lately.
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 I haven't seen him lately. Basically means I haven't seen him recently, right? Not anytime in the recent past. Okay. 18th. I have tried dash to pass my exam hardly.
Hard.
Hard. I have tried hard to pass my
Ha-
exam. I've tried hard to pass my exam. So is hard an adverb or an adjective here? Hard is an adjective. You can use it
Adverb.
as an adjective, hard work.
It is
But here what is it?
Adverb.
Adverb, right? Here it is an
Adverb.
adverb. I have tried hard. How did I try? I tried hard to pass my exam. So hard is again a word which can be used both as an adjective and an adverb. Okay. He looked at his
But
phone.
ma'am, hardly can also be used.
I have tried hardly. No. I've tried hardly to pass my exam. No, that doesn't sound very. It may look grammatical, but that's not something that is an acceptable
No.
sentence.
Like hardly is can used as a adverb. Like here it is not used, but
Hardly is
we
an
can use
adverb.
it.
Hardly is an adverb.
Yes.
We used it. No, I hardly know her. 16th sentence.
So, ma'am, why we used it here?
Where?
Ma'am, in 18th, like I tried hard. Why can't we say hardly?
Because they're giving you two different meanings. No, if you say I have tried hardly to pass my exam, first of all, you do not say the word hardly to mean the word hard as an adjective. I tried hard, hard in the sense I've put effort. This hardly doesn't give you that meaning. Hardly basically means that um, that I've put almost no effort, or I hardly know her means I don't know. It's a negative word. So meaning wise, there is difference between hard and hardly.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's what I am saying.
Uh-huh. Huh. So for hard work, you will never use the word hardly. That word is not associated with it. Okay, hardly has a different meaning. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Matlab, I don't pretty much know the
Huh.
meaning of. That's why I was confused.
Yeah. So hardly, when you say something doesn't work or hardly works, you're saying it almost doesn't work. It's a negative meaning. When you want to say something doesn't do the job, you say hardly. But that hardly is not the adverb for the word hard, right? That is hard itself. Hard is hard itself for adverb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Right. Then 19th,
Excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the sentence like he is hardworking is also used. Hard is used as an adverb. You would say maybe adverb of degree. Is that right?
He is hardworking. Hardworking is mostly it's a compound word when you say hardworking. You can say he works hard, or you can also say he is hardworking. Okay. In both the cases, hard is a part of the adjectival complex. So in the previous, the first sentence where you only have hard, it's again a standalone adjective word. In the second one, when you say hard working, it's just a compound adjective. That's all. Hard working, but still an adjective.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Then, yeah. Anybody else? Any questions? I heard someone's hand being raised.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
can we say I tried hardly to pass my exam? I
No,
tried
no.
hardly.
I tried hardly to pass my exams. No.
Okay.
Because hardly is okay. I don't think you guys have that um, topic in your module for your English one, but in English too, you will be introduced to something called negative sensitive elements. Okay, so negative sensitive elements are basically the kind of words which can only be used in a negative context, right? Their meaning is always negative. So,
Okay, ma'am.
words like, she didn't give me a penny. So you can't say that, she gave me a penny. So hardly and all, they usually belong to that class of words. So their meaning is always negative. They cannot have a positive meaning. I tried hardly is not how it works.
Okay, ma'am.
It's
Yes,
always okay, got it, no?
yes, ma'am. There was another doubt, ma'am. You
Ah,
gave example how the pretty was used as an adverb, like the movie
ah,
was pretty good.
correct.
But the pretty in that sentence was describing about the movie, right? Or
No, no, it is describing the adjective good. How good?
okay,
Pretty good.
okay, yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay. The word pretty is associated with the word movie. It tells
okay,
that the movie, sorry, with the,
good.
good is good.
Mhm.
Yeah, good is associated with the word movie. Movie was good. And how good was it? It was pretty good. So pretty is
Okay.
an adverb qualifying the adjective good. Okay.
So basically, if something answers like what, where, and all, it is
Hmm,
adjective. And it
hmm.
answers how, then it is adverb, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Thank you.
How or to what extent, to what levels, all of these would answer they're all answered by adverb constituents. Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. So the last
Excuse me.
one here, go ahead.
One sentence we can combine both pretty and hard, as in he was hit pretty hard.
Hmm.
Now, which is the adverb
Hmm.
and which is the adjective, please?
he was hit pretty hard, right? So you have both as your adverb. You have hard as your adverb, you have pretty also as your adverb. Adverbs can qualify another adverb also, right? So when you say he was hit hard, then hard is your adverb, right? And when you say he was hit pretty hard, again pretty is your adverb telling you to what extent was that hard hitting happened, right? How hard was it? It was pretty hard. It's like saying, how do I say? Very, it's like saying very slowly, right? He wrote very slowly. So slowly is again adverb telling you how somebody wrote, and very is again telling you the extent to how slow it was. So very slowly. Both are adverbs. That would be the case with pretty hard. Hard is also an adverb. Pretty is showing the extent to how hard it was. Both adverbs. Okay.
Okay.
So, ma'am, pretty can have different meanings, different at different places. Like, as much as I know, it means beautiful.
Correct. Yes.
So, ma'am, here
When
it,
used as an
it-
adjective,
it-
yes, that is the meaning.
Here it has different meaning, like in adverb, like pretty hard. Hit.
Pretty hard. Yes. Yes.
Okay,
There it
okay, ma'am.
shows you the
That's
extent. Yeah.
yeah, okay, ma'am. Yeah, it is referring to the extent, like
Correct.
hard, hard, like hardly.
Correct.
Okay,
So it
thank
shows you the
Thank-
extent. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right. So I think we're almost done. So the last one is my sister is somewhere dash the shop nearly.
Near.
Near the
Near
shop.
the shop. Near the shop. Right. So that is how it is. I wanted to talk a bit about prepositions, but it's almost time, and I've got a different class to attend. So no issues. I'll take it up. I'll try to talk about articles and prepositions together in the next class. Right. So meanwhile, keep looking at this adjective adverb distinction. Every time you have a word, just think through a little bit about whether this can be used as both adjectives and adverbs. Because there are considerable number of words which can behave this way. Contextually, they may be used both as adjectives and adverbs, right? So just watch out for that. But otherwise, it's a pretty straightforward topic, right? We'll continue talking about the constituents of grammar, prepositions, and article for the next class. At least tentatively, I plan to do that for the next session. We'll see how it progresses. Okay. Any questions, or can we call it a day?
Just one thing I remembered my school teacher used to say, since we spent time discussing hard and hardly, he had this thing where he would say, some students are hardworking and some are hardly working.
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting distinction. Yes. Hardly working or hardly working. Yes, correct. So the first one is a positive affirmative sentence. The second one is a negative sentence, right? So that's thank you for that sentence, because someone was asking, how do you put it? So these are the contexts in which you use the word hardly, right? It's always a negative context. That word always licenses a negative context. You can almost never use it as a positive one, right?
Thank you.
So hardly working. This means they're not working at all. That's what it means, right? Okay, yeah. Thank you, Tanzil, for the sentences. I think that distinction is clearer for people now. Okay. Anybody? Any other questions you have? If not, we'll wind up.
When is the next class scheduled?
Next class, same time, same day, right? On Mondays between 4 to 5 is how we schedule it. So every Monday between 4 to 5, you will have this class. Right? Okay. Thank you so much. Then I'll meet you all in the next session. I'll talk to you more about prepositions and articles. Okay. See you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Sure.
you, ma'am.